Hello, people. We are back with another Sweet 16 prep preview video extravaganza. What we do. We don't have the ESPN theme music, but it's Corey Inscoe, it's Langston Wertz. We're here to talk about a little football. Tell me about York.
Whew.
York.
That was a statement game.
48-7 on South Point.
Yeah.
South Point can win the 3A state championship this year.
Right.
And York just incredible win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that was not just that they won, but the way they won, like you said. I mean, that was
maybe
a very...
Maybe because Bobby Carroll knows a little bit about South Point since he coached there.
But, York was one of those that kind of hung around the pole when, people thought they were going to be good. But that, I don't know if, other than Brett, who he picked it in our picks, but no one really expected something quite like that to happen. So that was a big win for them.
And you're looking at the Twitter that night, and all the national poll people are saying York's going to jump into the top 100. I mean, that's a really big win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably the biggest regular season win, at least, in York school history. And who knows, this could propel them to, maybe playing for a state championship themselves later on down the road.
Absolutely.
And so they made a big jump in the Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
Concord made a jump, and Concord didn't even play. So it's kind of crazy. But, I mean, the Sweet 16 is really shaping up to be interesting this year.
Yeah.
But at the top, again, it's Butler and it's Mallard Creek, and both teams have big games. I mean, talk about Butler and Mount Tabor on Friday.
Yeah, but that'll be a big game. It was a big game last year for them. They went up there and lost. I think they got down early, but came close back. But
25-0 down.
Was still lost. And I remember that being a big game for them last year, kind of getting that early test, getting that early loss, kind of building from that. But I think they're going to want to get some revenge.
Butler didn't look good last week. They really struggled with Page. I know Page is traditional power, but they're 0-3. They're 0-2 going into that game. Butler had a lead, lost it, had to kind of make a second-half rally. I mean, Page has not been a great place for Butler. They lost in the state quarters a couple years ago. Is Butler ready to really embrace being number one and get back to where they used to be?
I think so. I mean, they looked really good when I saw them against Mallard Creek. They played really well. Not a lot of mistakes. Really, obviously Mallard Creek's a really solid team, so they did a really good job playing against them. I think sometimes it's hard to make those early season trips that far away. I mean, I don't know, like I said, with Mount Tabor last year, the kind of same situation. They got down early. They were able to come back this year.
Maybe a little Mallard Creek hangover?
Maybe a little bit of that too, a little bit of a trap game situation. So I don't know if I'd really judge too much based on that game. I think, like I said, they're going to want to get a win back on Mount Tabor this week. So
let's talk about Mallard Creek. Mallard Creek, I mean, Coach Palmieri, I don't know who makes your schedule, but that guy, he's a little crazy. I mean, you're going to play Charlotte Catholic this week in the Patriotism Bowl. That game's raised a lot of money for people who fight for our country. It was a great thing. They're going to have flyovers. They're going to have parachute jumps. It's really exciting. You've been to a Patriot Bowl game. I mean, it's a really exciting game, and all the pregame festivity. But the game itself, Catholic is rolling.
Yes,
I think we're all surprised. Jaret Anderson is a star. Coach Brodowitz looks like the perfect guy. Kevin Christmas, you guys did the right thing in hiring that guy. He looks like the right guy to take the program to the next level. He's not having any I'm the guy who followed the guy kind of hangover. And now they go back and play Mallard Creek, which dominated Catholic last year.
Right.
But Catholic comes in on a roll.
They do, and they've had some big wins against Rock Hill Northwestern. Country Day is always a really competitive game, but it wasn't on Friday. I mean, they took that and ran away with it.
I was shocked when you were tweeting 35-3 at one point.
Yeah, and I think someone, in your story, the pregame story about Catholic, someone said it's hard to defend them when they don't have Justin Elijah Hood to defend, and it seems like that. They had 8 backs that combined for 300 yards, and no one had more than 60.
Wow.
So they've really been able to mix it up. The passing game's working really well.
And they've thrown it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and have some nice-looking passes. Alex Miller, who used to be the quarterback, is now their leading receiver, I believe.
But Mallard Creek's a different animal.
It is.
They are big, and they are tough, and they are fast, and they are strong. And I think Mike Palmieri is one of the finest coaches. I think Mike Palmieri may be the most underrated coach in North Carolina. I just don't think he gets enough credit. People say, oh, he has all the talent, he has all of this, he has all these college recruits. But it took him a long time to get that program to where he could kind of get over the Independence Butler hump, and now he's done it. I know they lost to Butler, but they're right there, I think, among the nation's finest programs right now. And I think a lot of credit goes to him. And I think Mallard Creek is going to be a big factor in the playoffs. I think, Butler Mallard Creek 27 in November could be, or December could be.
I think that game's going to happen again soon.
That can happen.
And I think that was Ryan Miller, not Alex Miller, for Charlotte Catholic. I got my name wrong. Sorry there.
All right. Well, speaking of private schools, Charlotte Christian, big game going. Wilmington Hoggard, both teams Christians lost, but Hoggard is undefeated. Christian lost to Mallard Creek, of course. Hoggard coach Scott Braswell used to coach at West Charlotte and Olympic. He recently had back surgery to remove a cancerous tumor. He had to fly out to Minnesota, go to the Mayo Clinic. He's coming back, I think, next week. So there's a little bit of a local angle. But Christian, again, playing a really top-flight, big 4A public school. I mean, Jason Eastep, what are you thinking with your schedule? Doing this kind of stuff, but I guess it's going to help him later on down the road.
Yeah, and I think he wants those games. I mean, he's talked about that before after, some of the Mallard Creek games and stuff like that. He wants to play those big opponents, outside of conference and stuff like that. Really play some of these marquee games to get the kids excited. I don't know much about Wilmington Hoggard, but I mean, Christian for the first half played right with Mallard Creek, so I give them a good chance to play with another big 4A school.
So we already know what your pick's going to be on Friday.
Probably.
No, Christian's a phenomenal program. They got a lot of pro coaches on that staff. They are very well coached. They run their stuff. They're very precise. And they've kind of come out of not nowhere, but they kind of slowly built themselves up to be the #1 private school program. And right now, I don't see it changing anytime soon. I think they'll continue to be the dominant program in private school, and they're right to look outside of themselves for competition. But I'd like to see some of these private schools play some of the smaller powers. A Shelby coming down here.
Yeah, that would be good.
Or a Tarboro, somebody like that coming in to play some of these schools. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah. 2 big programs playing is always fun.
No, it is. And what about the Battle of Union County? We got Weddington going to that artificial turf down in Monroe. I mean, these are the 2 best teams in Union County. Union County has great football fans. I expect Monroe Stadium to be packed, and that should be a fun atmosphere out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things where we don't get a lot of this in Charlotte, but good smaller town football. That's always got a good atmosphere, a lot of fun. 2 big in-county rivals. I hope. We got Monroe in the poll. We don't have Weddington, so I don't know if that means anything.
Weddington got some votes this week.
They did get some votes, so I don't know where my pick is on that one, but it should be a fun game.
That should be a fun game. Johnny Sowell's a great coach. Monroe made the state championship last year. Weddington has really made a lot of strides, baseball, football, basketball. They've really become a power really, really fast. And, Weddington almost seems to me like a Mecklenburg County school because right there just past Providence. But I think this is going to be a great game, and I think this is one of the weeks where we just have a lot of really good games. It should be fun. And hopefully my picks will get a little better. I hope you guys aren't betting on my picks because I'm under 500 right now. And I think you're winning. So
tie with Chris.
Again. But we'll catch you guys next week. We're going to talk about another great week of football.